Alright, so we're back out here today. We're going to be doing a oil pump on the K24a build. Went with a 4-piston ported oil pump. We have a drag cartel lower gear. The rest of it's going to be all Honda. So let's get going. Something very important. This little screw right here. You'll see what it's for here in just a second. We'll get you thrown on this mount and we'll dig into it. There we go. Alright, so there's an oil plug right here. If you don't take it out and tap it, if yours isn't tapped, or plug it off with a bolt, it will have no oil pressure and mess your motor up. So you're supposed to be able to screw a screw into it and kind of wiggle it around. And don't get frustrated, it might take 4 or 5 times. And that's the little plug if you're running it on a, like with your balance shafts and the big oil pump. You're going to want to get rid of that, make sure it doesn't go off in the engine. Now off inside of here, we are lucky this one came threaded. Some of them don't, and you have to tap them, and it becomes a whole big deal. The 4-piston kit does not include the plug or the bolt. HPT Autosports has a kit. It's a factory Honda kit that they modified, and it comes with the bolts for the windage tray and a lot of other stuff. So just keep that in mind when you're ordering a 4-piston kit. You are getting a quality pump. You know, it's been ported and whatnot, but it doesn't come with all the extra trimmings like an HPT Autosport kit comes with. This is the instructions on how to plug it. Apparently you can turn 11,000 RPMs. I think this motor will probably stay together at about 8,500, maybe more, who knows. So now I'm just going to go through, and I have a couple different bolts just laying around. And that one right there fits perfect. It's just your basic 12mm head Honda bolt. If you've been working on Hondas for any amount of time, you probably have a bunch of them laying around. I'm just going to knock this one off with some brake cleaner real quick and clean it up. And then I will throw a little bit of Honda Bond and some probably red Loctite in it because I don't want that to come out. This is the most important part, in my opinion, when you're putting one of these oil pumps on. Probably could have picked a cleaner bolt, but I didn't. I'm gonna step up here and find some red Loctite. And I'm going to put a pretty good bit on here. Because it's not really something I want rolling around in the bottom end of my motor. That might be way too much, but it'll be all right. Alright, well that has a bunch of red Loctite on it and a pretty good bit of Honda Bond. Like I said, that's a 12 millimeter. Remember, make sure to tighten it down really tight, and a good torque spec on that is right there. If you have microfiber towels, it works a lot better, but I don't have any, so I'm just using paper towels today. Alright, so I'm going to do a couple different parts of this. This is just going to be doing the oil pump, and then we'll do the timing and all that good stuff. Next thing we're going to open up is this drag cartel timing gear kit. I ordered a, I think it's like De La Cruz Motorsports one, something like that. I can't remember the exact name, from a company called TriStar Motorsports out of New Jersey. And that's what I've been waiting on for over 2 weeks now. And I had to call them 4 or 5 times, finally got a hold of them, and they told me that it was going to be 3 to 5 weeks, or 3 to 5 months, something like that. So instead of waiting, I just canceled that order and hit up Hybrid Racing and grabbed one of these drag cartels. It comes with a new Honda crank trigger, I guess you want to call it. And all these do have dots, and they say outside on them, so they're kind of hard to get them mixed up. This one should be a 12+1. And this gear right here is an upgraded one because it's keywayed. And apparently something else, I forgot what it is, but everybody says upgrade them when you do them, so we're going to go ahead and do just that. I'm going to find the factory gear real quick. It's going to be over here. So that's our factory gear, and then that's our drag cartel. As you can see, this one right here has a keyway. This one does not. The backs look pretty much similar. This one's a little bit heavier, and that's about it. And it's just going to slide on the crank, and there's a little indentation right here that this piece slides into. She's a little tight. Stick with a little double D40, see if she'll slide on now. That's very interesting. The factory one just kind of slid right on. This one does not want to. I didn't hear anything about it being press fit, but it is definitely stuck on there now. That's not good. Kind of scared me there for a second. It is extremely tight, which I don't mind it having a little bit tighter tolerances, to be honest with you. believe this one goes on last. I really don't even know how this goes, to be honest with you. Because this is not keyed. Huh, interesting. Maybe that's just for the crank. I think this goes on the very outside, don't it? Yeah, we'll figure it out when we get to the timing side of it. Keep on rolling on the oil pump side right now. Alright, so we got our oil pump. Nice and pretty, Type S oil pump. I think 4 piston takes a factory Honda core, and then they port them. It says 4 piston all over it. It's nice. I'm just going to sit just like that. And sometimes you got to tap them with a hammer just a little bit to get them to go off in there, a mallet. But what we're going to do is you got to put the oil pump chain on first. So we're going to put the oil pump chain on. Then after that, we'll throw the guides on it real quick. And then we'll get the tensioner on it. Now, when you're putting the oil pump chain on, there are no marks, so you don't have to worry about the oil pump being in time per se. And see, if not, see how it's too short to reach? So that's why you have to put the chain on first, and then you lift it up. The cool part about these, there's sorry about that loud truck going down the road. You don't have to have any gaskets or anything like that in between your oil pump and your block. So basically all you're going to do is tap it down with the mallet. There she sits. And it comes with 3 bolts. Of course, you can see the difference in height. Then there's a little one back right here. And because I'm really paranoid about oil pumps and bolts and all that, comes from running race cars. A little bit of a red Loctite's going to go on all 3 of these. It's going to be 2 10s and a 12. Don't use impacts on any of this stuff. And maybe if you wanted just to run it down to get it snugged up, you could, but I just don't recommend it. 1/4-inch drive ratchet, it's perfectly fine. And then of course everybody's going to say torque all your bolts. You probably should, it's not a bad idea. My brother has my snap-on torque wrench, so wasn't going to buy another one. And he lives a little over an hour away, so just Just gonna snug them up with this and it'll be perfectly fine. Alright, oil pumps on it. Here's our guide, and I believe it goes right there, somewhere like that. It's kind of loose on it. Let me try it though. Alright, I gotta come up here and get our bolts from where we took it out of the old motor. It's a little different. Let's make sure I got the right install kit here. I'm not sure why this guide is smaller than this guide. Might not be. It is. This guide's smaller. Go that way. Go this way. I guess when you run the Type S oil pump, this K24 guide here would come all the way up and almost hit the bottom of the sprocket. So that's why they give you a different shaped guide. It's good to know, because I did not know that. We got a new Honda tensioner right here. I don't remember where everything went, so I'm just trying to figure it back out. And it'll go right there. And I guess that takes all the slack out. It's not bad at design. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and clean these two bolts up here. Get some Loctite on them. And get them snugged up. Spray them off with some brake clean because they're still covered in oil. Find out what size socket this is. And I'm tightening everything on this whole engine with a quarter-inch, or timing side of it with a quarter-inch drive. I just think I can get better feel with a quarter-inch drive than I can with a 3/8 and whatnot. And I really don't want to snap any of this stuff. I think it's like 80 something out today and inside this barn with no AC. It gets pretty hot. And it goes just like that, so they sit in there because they wouldn't be able to go this way. They won't allow it. So just got to make sure when you're installing it, it has your provisions right here for the head of the Allen wrench bolt. Probably throw some blue Loctite on here if you want it to, but I'm doing red. And 4 Pistons, I mean, I've heard a lot of bad stuff about their customer service over the years. And that whole, I don't know, something about lying about engines or whatever that happened a long time ago. And kind of got a bad rep, but I've never had a problem out of them. My oil pump got here in 3 days. I've ran multiple of their oil pumps on race cars and never had a problem out of them. All B series stuff, not K series. All right, good and tight. Now we got to get our tensioner. It's going to be these 3 bolts right here, and they're over here in this bucket as well. I wish I would have kind of paid attention more that I needed fresh hardware or I had to reuse my old hardware, because I would have bought new stuff from Honda, because these little bolts here aren't high. They're like 60 cents. I just kind of like everything to go back together super nice and clean, because this motor is going in my daily. So alright, now this does not come in the kit. It's going to be your oil pump tensioner, and it's going to take 3 10mm. I'm going to Loctite all these as well. And I'm sure there's a torque spec on all this, but it'll be all right. And these bolts right here, they're just a little bit more difficult to get in because there is pressure on that tensioner because it has that metal lock holding it in currently. So just make sure to take your time and get these lined up. And don't strip out your new oil pump. I wasn't going to replace the tensioner at first because I thought it come in the kit, and then I had to buy it separately. And those little tensioners aren't cheap. The little tensioner right there is like over $100. Apparently this tensioner right here, if you cold start the engine, you hear any kind of rattling, apparently that's this tensioner. So I'm going to kind of press over as hard as I can with my hand and get that tensioner really good and tight. Alrighty, go over them one more time because I'm paranoid. Okay, now all that's on. It's all the way locked in back there in the back. Everything's flush. Alright, I guess now it's time to pull this. Oh yeah, that chain's nice and tight. That's really nice. That is really nice. Alright. Now all we have left to do is to install our windage tray. It does come with a new one because on the old K24, we went over a few times, it has the big old pump with the baffles. This is the new one supplied by 4Piston. It is a factory Honda Type S. There's a couple different options if you're going to run a 4-piston oil pan. They make one with a race baffle. It's pretty neat, not going to lie. But I selected just to go with the factory one because I'm going to be running a Unit 2 oil pan. Let's see how this bad boy goes. It's going to go just like that right there. And we're going to need 2, 4, 6, 10 millimeters. Oh, and something important that I just recognized. When you're putting that bolt in over here to block off the oil galley, make sure whatever bolt you use, that the head of it will go up between that windage tray, because I did not notice that until just then, and that would have been bad if I wouldn't have used one that fit. So we're gonna go ahead and get some tin stone in these, get that tightened down, and then our oil pump install is done. I think I threw all the 10 millimeters that I had for that over here in this oil pan. Alright, I found all 6 of them that we pulled out. They are nasty, so we'll spray them off real quick. Like I said, the HPT Autosports kit does come with brand new bolts. So if you're ordering the kit from them, it'll have new bolts. So basically the only thing that I see where 4-piston could step up and do a little bit better is if they offered a, you could even you know, charge a little more for it if they would install or include the 10 millimeters for the windage tray and a tensioner for the oil pump. Besides that, very nice kit. Oil pump's beautiful. The instructions are very clear on how to, you know, pull out that oil galley plug and install your new one. It'd actually be pretty neat if they come with a plug for that. HPT Autosports, I did one of these a long time ago, and it included this one right here. It is not right. Nowhere near right. So I don't know what they were doing, but HPT Autosports did not send the right one when I got my first one forever ago. Getting out some more red Loctite. I ran out of that gel just a minute ago, so. I think I might be out of Loctite. Yeah, I think I'm out of red Loctite, so there's just, I mean, the smallest amount left on these. We're gonna just try to get enough on them to put them in. And I'll run down to the hardware store today and get some more. Oh yeah, we'll have plenty right here. You could use an impact for these if you wanted to, but when I was young and first started working on these, I had a D15 B7 Del Sol, and that was my first one. I ended up putting the valve cover on with the blue silicone, and I think it was a 3/8 drive snap-on impact, and snapped every single one of the valve cover studs off. So then my big brother pretty much called me an idiot, told me I need to use ultra gray on everything, and I went ahead and ordered fresh ones from Honda. Like I said, young and dumb. I think I paid like 65 bucks for them, and when I could have went out to the junkyard and got them for 10 bucks. But it's the good part about learning. Just figure everything out as you go, and you learn from your mistakes and you keep on going. I'm gonna just go snug all these up and then run back over them all real quick. I'm not sure if it's easier to put the timing cover on first and then do the oil pan, or vice versa, so we'll figure that out. My first oil change on this motor will probably be in about 15 minutes after firing it up, because there's a lot of gunk off in the bottom end that I don't really care for. So I'll buy some just really cheap 530 or 1030 and run through it, and then top it back off with some Valvoline VR1 and either the synthetic 1030 they have now that's blue. Really pretty oil. I've always ran the VR1 50 in my race motors, but alrighty, we'll pull y'all off this stand, get you in nice and close. Drag cartel gear, very nice piece. Extremely tight tolerance, which is wonderful. I mean, that's what you want. It kind of worried me because I thought it wasn't going to go on. Brand new timing guide that comes, or oil pump guide, it comes with the kit. Your chain timing, if I keep saying timing, oil pump chain tensioner does not. Just go ahead and buy a new one. You don't want those problems. 4-piston pump. It's a Type S pump. It comes pre-cut or notched for the K24s, and a Type S factory Honda baffle. All of it's installed, and it looks great. Everything went on smooth. So, you know, hopefully this video helps somebody out there, because when I first did it, it was a nightmare, to be honest. So if y'all don't mind, just please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost any money. Helps me out a lot, and I definitely appreciate it. I'm gonna do a video on how to lock the cams and install VTC gear, and the next video and the timing. So until then, appreciate y'all for watching.